Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're focusing on a term you might see on school letters, often in the fine print, Title I.
It's a term that's everywhere in education, but it can be a little misunderstood.
So if you've seen that on your child's school paperwork and wondered what it actually means, you are definitely not alone.
Well, to put it simply, Title I is a federal program. Its job is to provide extra funding to schools with high numbers of students from low-income families.
And looking through the policy, two words really jump out: equity and opportunity.
Exactly. The whole mission isn't about labeling a school, it's about leveling the playing field.
That's a really important distinction.
It is. We need to be very clear. Being a Title I school does not mean it's a failing school. It just means the campus gets additional resources to ensure every child has a fair shot at a high-quality education.
Okay, so let's get into the mechanics. How does a campus qualify for these funds?
It's all driven by data, specifically economic data. The main factor is the percentage of students at the school who are eligible for free or reduced price meals.
And when that number hits a certain point, the federal funding kicks in.
That's right. And the sources are very clear that these funds are strictly supplemental.
Which means they add to, not replace, the existing budget.
That is the golden rule of Title I. Think of the regular school budget as the foundation. Every school gets that. Title I is an extra layer on top.
And that layer allows for things the standard budget might not cover.
Precisely. It pays for services and tools that a school couldn't otherwise afford.
So let's talk about that. What does that extra layer actually look like in practice for a student?
For students, it often means more personalized attention. You might see, say, small group instruction for reading and math.
Or maybe after-school tutoring.
Yes, or even things like summer school programs.
Mm.
It gives students more time and more support to master the material.
And it's not just for students. The sources show it invests in teachers, too.
It does. A good portion of the funding often goes toward professional training or for tools that help teachers better monitor how each student is progressing.
The documents also mention support for families.
Things like family learning events or workshops. And to make sure everyone can participate, schools may provide translated information or, language support at meetings when possible.
Now, since this is federal money, there are specific rights for parents.
Yes, transparency is a big part of it. You have the right to attend the annual Title I meeting.
And that's where all of this is explained.
Right. You also have what's called the right to know about your child's teacher's professional qualifications.
There's also something called a school parent compact. That sounds a little formal.
It does sound formal, but the idea is very simple. Think of the compact as a shared agreement. It's a three-way promise between the school, the family, and the student.
A promise about how they'll work together.
Exactly. It just outlines how everyone will partner up to support the student's learning.
Speaking of partnership, I appreciate how realistic the research is about what family involvement actually looks like for busy parents.
Absolutely. Involvement doesn't mean you have to be at the school building for hours during the workday. The goal is a concrete and low-barrier participation.
So simple things like checking the student's folder or the online portal.
Yes, or just reading the messages that come home from the school. Replying to a survey.
Attending one event if you can make it work.
Precisely. And, just as important, communicating with the school when you have a question or need some help.
There is one specific form that the sources highlight as a major way to help the school.
The meal form.
Right.
That free and reduced price meal form is a critical piece of data. Like we said, those numbers are what determine the school's funding level.
So even if a family knows they won't use the meal program, filling out that form every year is still a huge act of partnership.
It really is. Completing it annually, no matter your income, helps ensure the school gets all the resources available to support all of its students.
When you put all of these pieces together, it really reframes the whole idea. The sources suggest we shouldn't see it as a label, but as the Title I opportunity.
That's the perfect way to look at it. It is an extra layer of support for students, for teachers, and for families that promotes fair access to a great education.
It's a resource designed to strengthen the entire school community. So, to wrap up, we'll just leave you with a simple invitation. Consider just one step you can take today to partner with your child's school.
Whether that's reading a newsletter or signing that form, every small connection truly counts.